What's going on, guys? I'm Brian with Level Up Reptiles. Today we're going to talk about just how fast ball pythons grow. I like to do topics I happen to see on Facebook and other different things. And then one of the biggest questions I think we get is how fast should a ball python grow? Is somebody's 1 year old ball python at their correct size? Is it getting fed? Does it look healthy? And that's just kind of what I want to go over, just in my experiences with the different age levels and different sizes on how things will go. To go from basically a hatchling, which he's about a month and a half old now, and he's around 150 grams already. If you want to put that in perspective, I've seen groups where somebody's got a 1 year old at 150 grams. Uh, that would be have to be severely underfed and probably not very healthy to be 150 grams at 1 year old. Like I said, he's about a month and a half old and at 150 grams. And then a 1 year old, more like him, right? This is a 1 year old. He's just over one. He's probably 13 months actually, but he's sitting at right around 650 grams. I'd say that's probably moderate. I'm pretty sure 1 year olds can get a lot bigger than that. I've got some females that are about 18 months old that are significantly bigger than this. And we'll go over them here in just a few. But I just wanted. This is the same exact morph, by the way. This is what he looked like as a baby, and you just kind of see what they look like as he aged too. It's kind of cool. But let me get some of the other ones set up, and let's take a look. Okay, now these two are siblings. One's a male, one's a female. That's the next topic I kind of want to go over just a little bit. Is a lot of new owners really believe there's a big difference in size between males and females. I believe there is once they are adults, but as in hatchlings for like maybe their first year, maybe just under their first year, they're going to grow at about the same rate. They're going to grow about just as much as you feed them. These two are from the same clutch. They're the same age. They're roughly the same weight. They both weigh roughly just over 150 grams. And like I said, one's a male, one's a female. So there's not really any difference in that. So this is typically what about a month and a half to 2 month old ball python typically looks like. No matter age, sex, no matter sex, male or female, they're going to grow at approximately the same weight. Now let's show one of these hatchlings to one that's closer to about the 6 month old range to see what the jump looks like. Here is he's about 6, 7 months old. He's not that old. You can see the size difference between the hatchling and him. He's pushing about 450 grams. And that's typically what we see in about everything. Once again, male or female. This happens to be a male. That's about the size they are. Right around that 6, 7 month age, they tend to be about 450, 500 grams, somewhere right in there. You can see he's a really cool dude. They're both actually Mojaves. The one's a Mojave Clown. Of course, the other one's a Mojave JHI. Both really cool. But yeah, that's the size difference. And let me get rid of this hatchling, and we'll go another size higher. All right. Now this is our chocolate het clown. I mean, my bad. And you can see she is quite a bit bigger. She's right at a year old, and she is checking him out for sure, huh? She's almost a year old. I'd say she's about 11 months old, and she's right around 800 grams. So we're hoping we can get her weight up and very late next season, hopefully be able to get to pairing her. But yeah, the size differences, it's definitely, you can tell between the one versus the other as in weight. She's about double her size and approximately about double her age, double his age. So let's I'm gonna bring out the next couple, and we're gonna keep on going up. Both of these are just over a year old as well. The difference is one's a male and one's a female. As you can tell, the male is a little bit smaller. I feed them the same. This is about the point where I really start noticing a difference, as in size, between males and females. Um, so the male he's right around 700 grams. He's almost that breeding size. The female but she's about 1100 grams. So she will definitely be breeding for us soon. She is she likes to hightail it everywhere, so she's hard to get in videos. That's one of the reasons I don't have her in many videos, but they're both going everywhere. So, yep, that's the difference between the male and the female. Let me get out some of our year olds. Now she's about a year and a half old, just over a year and a half old, and she is grown. She's a great eater. She is our Itchy Pastel Het Ultra Male girl. We will definitely be pairing her this year. She is a massive 2,000 grams already at a year and a half old. And she's not fat. Not whatsoever. She just is a really good eater, and she never misses a meal. Her 3 other sisters are the exact same way. They're all just a hair smaller than her, because they do miss meals very rarely, but they do. And they're about 200 grams behind her, and they're all the same age. Yeah. And this is the biggest female I have right now. All my snakes are pretty young. I'll compare the 2 males here in just a minute, but they're not going to get any bigger. But she has plenty of growing to do. I imagine she stays eating the way she does. She's going to be every bit of 3,500, 4,000 grams as an adult. She'll double her size. And, it's just eating. Don't eat nothing crazy. 1 small rat a week is what we do. Actually, with her, I'm on every 2 weeks now, just so she doesn't kind of get obese. Once every 2 weeks has been perfect. We just kind of started doing that about a month ago. But before then, she was eating once a week. This girl, if you've seen our earlier videos, she's one of the first ones we got. We got her with that group with that girl I just showed you. And she's about a year and a half as well. She's a little bit smaller, but not much. She's every bit of 1,800 grams. And, we did a video on her. It was one of her first videos of when we first got her as a hatchling. So I'll try to leave a video here. You can look at her as a hatchling. Like I said, wasn't even a year and a half ago. And she's already grown to this size. And once again, another great eater. And that's kind of what you should expect. Maybe not quite that big. I mean, if you're feeding every 2 weeks, by the time they're a year old, they should really be 500-600 grams. If they're any smaller than that, I would say they're either having feeding issues or something along those lines. But the extreme is I've seen people have 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds that were, 200 grams, and that's just not healthy. And I don't think they know any better, so I'm trying to bring awareness to these videos. And here's our biggest male. If he stays on the table, he's kind of a runner too. He likes being out and about, but he's our oldest one we have here, and he's about 4 years old. And I'm pretty sure he's topped out. He's big for a male. I mean, 1,700 grams, and I don't expect him to really get much bigger. We feed him every 2 weeks as well, and he's been about 1,700 grams for a couple of years now. But this is what you could expect your adult male to look like at the end, unless you're super feeding him, or once again, maybe not feeding him enough. By the time they reach 4 or 5 years old, they should definitely be, topped out. I've seen that with my other one. I've got another one that's just about the same size, a little younger, but about the same size. But really cool. Alright guys, I hope you kind of enjoyed that. You just kind of see the size differences with the different ages. It's going to be like I said, it's not going to be exactly like that. It's just what we come to buy, and even a lot of ours they vary by 100 or 200 grams depending on what age they are. But for the most part, as long as they're healthy, they should kind of follow that guideline a little bit. It's just I just see too many videos, like I said earlier, or too many posts about somebody's 2 or 3 year old ball python, and they're 200 or 300 grams, and it's not healthy. And when you're looking to buy snakes, this is another thing you look at. If somebody's selling a snake and they are claiming it's 2 years old and it's only 2 or 300 grams, I wouldn't recommend getting it. Even if it's free, I wouldn't recommend getting it because one, they either didn't take very well care of it, or two, that snake's a terrible eater and you're gonna have a rough time. Um, but that's just kind of my 2 cents into it. I hope this helps. If it did, drop a like, subscribe, share. But before I go, I wanted to show off this guy again. This is a guy we got about a month ago. He was talk about size. He was 80 grams when we got him about a month ago. He's already up to 180 grams. And we feed the hatchlings and our breeders once every 5 days. And I'll do that till they get to about 300 or 400 grams. It's part of what we do. Maybe that's why they get a little bit more size. But we like doing that. This is our cinnamon spot nose hurricane clown that we got from Bob Vu over at Bob Balls. And he's looking great. I can't wait to get him going in the rotation. Hopefully later on this year, that chocolate het clown girl we seen, it's gonna be this guy's first date. So hopefully we can get that going later on this year. Late next spring would be cool. But yeah, and then talking about pairing and eggs, I didn't have anybody at the house, so a video didn't come out. I apologize about that. But we did get our second clutch this year. It was a healthy 9 eggs, no slugs. Every egg was good. So here in about 2 months, we're gonna have our second clutch, and we will be showing that off. Be doing an egg cutting of that, I'm sure, and that'll be towards the first part of October. A little ways yet, but we're excited. That's our bell clutch. That's something I've been trying to do for a couple years now, and just something, some way or another, has happened to not be able to do it. So now we finally got a bell clutch, and for it just being bells, I'm pretty excited about it. So, but that's all I got. So, until next time, I'm Brian with Love Love Reptiles.